Imagine looking out your window and seeing a massive, scary army setting up camp right at the edge of your town. That is exactly what was happening in the ancient city of Jerusalem. For years, the people of Israel and Judah had made terrible choices and ignored God's warnings to change their behavior. Look at this image of ancient crumbling stone walls. Because of those choices, their beautiful city was falling apart and about to be completely destroyed. Inside those crumbling walls was a prophet named Jeremiah. He had tried to warn the people, but the king refused to listen and locked Jeremiah up in a prison courtyard while the battle raged outside. The people had ignored the warnings, their enemies were outside the gates, and their situation felt totally hopeless. Right in the middle of this disaster, God gives Jeremiah an instruction that sounds completely backward.
God tells Jeremiah that his cousin is going to visit the prison, and when he arrives, Jeremiah needs to buy his cousin's field. Watch this animation of a for sale sign getting ignored during an attack. Spending your savings on a patch of dirt right before an invading army destroys it makes zero sense. But Jeremiah knows this message is coming directly from God. So even with the terrible timing, he obeys and agrees to buy the land. This strange real estate purchase is the first step in a living sign. It is God's way of showing the people exactly what he plans to do next. Jeremiah weighs out 17 silver coins on a scale. He signs the official deed for the land and has witnesses sign it too. As we see in this picture, the next step involves a large clay jar. Jeremiah takes the sealed documents and hides them inside. God tells him to put the documents in this jar so they survive safely underground for a very long time. He is basically building an ancient time capsule. The message attached to this time capsule is a promise. God says that even though the city is about to fall, one day people will buy houses, fields, and vineyards in this land again. By burying that jar in the dirt, Jeremiah is leaving physical proof for the next generation that God is going to bring them back home. Look at this photo of empty, rocky hillsides. God tells Jeremiah that this desolate land is going to be completely restored. He promises to replant those bare hills with lush green vineyards so the farmers can enjoy their sweet fruit once again. Their deep sadness will turn into gladness. Young people and older folks will celebrate, and they will dance together. Through all of this, God sends them a clear, comforting message. I have loved you with an everlasting love. He promises to act like a careful shepherd, gathering up his scattered flock to keep them perfectly safe. There is a catch, though. Fixing the houses and the farms won't matter if the people just repeat their old mistakes and turn away again. To fix this, God announces a brand new kind of promise, a fresh way to bond with his people that works differently than their old agreements. In the past, God gave his people good rules written on hard stone, but the rules were broken. Instead of writing them on stone, God promises to put his law inside their minds and write it directly on their hearts. He fixes the problem from the inside out. This way, the people will naturally know him and genuinely want to do the right thing. Think about a time you tried really hard to build something, maybe a big tower of blocks or a special art project, and you made a mistake that ruined the whole thing. It is so frustrating. Usually, you just want to take all the broken pieces and throw them in the trash. God could have looked at Jerusalem and thrown the broken pieces away. Instead, he chose to be patient and rebuild his people. That buried clay jar reminds us that God's promises are always safe, waiting for us when we are ready. This beautiful rainbow stretching over the stone buildings is a perfect sign of a fresh start after a dark and scary storm. Even when we break things through our mistakes, God loves us immensely. He always has a plan to restore us and put the pieces back together.